sometimes when you go out thrifting, you find some interesting things. I went to a Stillwater thrift mall today, and I found this collection of 1991 issued OSU athletics trading cards. It's got all starts from, I know, like women's tennis to football, and it's got some OSU legends in there that I'm excited to open up. So I actually originally bought 5, but then I just had to go back and find the rest of these, and so we have 19 packs. So how this is going to work is we'll do this weekly. So we're starting with 5 packs, 5 packs, 5 packs, and then down to our 4 packs. But I'm really excited to kind of tear into these and see what we got. You know, we got some OSU legends in here, and there's a chance we could get a autograph card by Thurman Thomas. Whether that ink would still be good after all those years, I don't really know. But we'll know if we get it for sure. So let's tear into these, shall we? So we take a look at the packaging here. We got a better look at that packaging. That old 70s logo and a kind of classic Pistol Pete script Cowboys looking really nice. You can see that autograph Thurman Thomas on the front. Kind of see through these cards a little bit. So I kind of have a little bit of an idea of what's in these, but other than that, kind of a mystery. So let's go ahead and get into our first pack. There we go. Ripped open. Our first card is Jerry Schreck. This definitely predates me a little bit. What do we got about Jerry Schreck?
No!
Played 1969. Played in Coach's All-American Blue Ray games after his senior season, drafted by Cleveland in 1970 in the second round. He's a defensive end. So some of our old heads right there. Jerry Schreck.
How about new?
Yeah. Shirk? It is Shirk. That's embarrassing. Let's restart that. Moving on. Chris Rockins.
Go
Nice
Post.
look at that. I'm guessing, is that an OSU? It's a cornerback. A little information about him. He was on those 80s teams that did so well. All Big 8 in 1983. 341 career total tackles from Sherman, Texas. So how about that? Chris Rockins. This next card definitely needs no introduction. It's one that I was really hoping to get whenever I bought this pack. Barry Sanders.
Go
Right there. Front and center. I really don't have to read this much about him. Everyone already knows him. But, you know, first team All Big 8. First team coaches All Big 8. All-American. Player of the Year. Sanders dominated throughout his tenure in college. And definitely, probably the most legendary OSU figure, at least from an athletic standpoint. As we keep digging through this, Terminator, honored this year.
One. Go Pokes.
We'll have to break down each one. We can kind of get rolling through here. Their coach, Pat Jones.
Go
Current
Pokes.
radio show. Starter. How about that? 52 and 29. We move on. We have Philip Dokes. A lot of football cards. I'm really kind of surprised. 1973 to 1976. So, defensive tackle. We got Neil Armstrong. Played for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. How about that? Excuse me, I should say the Aggies. It's in 1943. Take a look at that from Tishomingo. Huh. Definitely played in those old Gallagher-Iba days. And last, we have a baseball player, Joel Horlin. Where's this from? 1957. So this thing, that is the oldest card we have so far. It's 1957. How about that? Just all sorts of things. Like this is dating back. It would be really cool to see, especially with NIL that we have now, new updated cards, especially with some of the OSU legends we've gotten now. The Brandon Pettigrew, Des Bryant. You think about all those legends that haven't been honored. Another one who could get a card as a coach, Mike Gundy, head coach of the Cowboys. Right here. If you want to take a look at that card. But he currently is in his second season as a receiver coach. This aged a little poorly. But shout out Mike Gundy. We have Mark Moore. That looks like that's from those 80s days. He's a DB, I was right, 1983 to 1986. How about that? I'm looking forward. I want to see if we get some 90s cards of the 91 that we have, but I don't think it's happening anytime soon. So we got an older card right here, Clennette Jordan.
Go Pokes.
An Oklahoma State women's basketball player, our first women card from Oklahoma City. How about that? From 1986. Moving on. O.A. Phillips.
Go Pokes.
It's just a coach. Looked like he was a coach of the New Orleans Saints and Houston Oilers. Played and graduated for Stephen F. Austin. Now, I've never heard of O.A. Phillips, but I'm sure some of my old heads out there can enlighten me on that. Jess Cab Rennick.
Go Pokes.
1939. So that is our oldest card so far, I believe. How about that? Got a basketball. Very interesting. OSU has an extensive wrestling history. Have not had a wrestler yet. It was to get Ricky Young,
Go
the
Pokes.
looks like a linebacker for the Cowboys in 1979, 1981. I'd really like to have someone on here with a little more extensive knowledge about some of these older players going through. I might actually we can kind of start making a pile. Oh. There we go. How about that? We'll put that right here. Cool. All right, now I was talking about how we haven't had a wrestler, and then look at that. Frank Lewis, right there.
Go Pokes.
1933 to 1935. He was in the Aggies for Ed Gallagher. How about that? The 69th card. So there's quite a few of these cards made. Legendary Oklahoma State golfing coach Val Skinner, just
Go
recently
Pokes.
honored into the Cowboy Hall of Fame. And she was also a golfer herself, but this might have been before her coaching career. So how about that? I think we're still looking. The one I'm really looking for, obviously the autographed Thurman card would be nice. There's, I believe in this set, a Garth Brooks track set that I would love to have. Another repeat. Pat Jones, Philip Dokes, another repeat. This is going to be a pressing thing. Neil Armstrong. Is this an entire repeat pack? Joel Horland. Ooh, here's a neat one. Barry. Oh, if I can get that here. Another Barry. Barry Hanna's 1984 Gator Bowl catch.
And Hanna again inside the 10-yard line, and Hanna tries to pull his way in and goes for a touchdown. Great effort by Barry Hanna.
Now, am I not read up on this? So what happened here? All right, so this was his only touchdown of the season, and it looks like it was the one to win the Gator Bowl. So how about that on the goal line? Barry Hanna's Gator Bowl catch. Very cool card. Another wrestler. This might be our newest one, 1981, 1984. No, not quite. It's Ken Monday.
Go Pokes.
Tyler, you want to come down here and talk a little bit about Ken Monday? Get someone with a little more knowledge in the studio.
Ken Monday's really cool. I love Ken Monday. Ken Monday was a great wrestler. I think he was a one-time NCAA champion. It probably says it on the back.
Sure.
But he was also the only African-American wrestler on his team. He was one of the wrestlers who kind of helped continue. He just kind of continued to trailblaze and help break that color barrier. Really cool wrestler. Super explosive, super athletic, really fundamental guy. I love Ken Monday.
He's our wrestling expert right there. Very cool card. And one of the few cards that actually is like
in color.
That's a crisp in color photo right there.
Yeah, and he was a gold medal winner. I forgot about that.
There you go. This guy's kind of neat. Matt Monger. Go ahead and you can take that up there if you want. Matt Monger.
Go
We have
Pokes.
a linebacker from Miami, Oklahoma. Looks like he's from those pretty historic 1980s teams. Buddy Ryan. Now I've heard this name before as a legendary coach
Buddy Ryan.
for the Oklahoma State
Go
Cowboys. How about
Pokes.
that? Got a few more. All right, Tyler, I need to ask: is John Smith in any of these last two packs? What do we think?
Yes, he's in the last pack.
Last pack.
Gotta be.
Alrighty. Well, I can see an athlete on here for us. We got some cool ones in here. I'm already recognizing some names. So if I'm recognizing some names, we're off to a good start. Terry Miller.
Go Pokes.
Very-
Honored this year.
Very cool card. Honor this year. I think, have we already pulled Terry Miller? We might
No, he
have.
pulled Thurman Thomas.
I pulled Thurman. Did I say honored this year for Thurman?
Yeah.
That's very embarrassing because Thurman was honored the first. Another person who's been honored in the Ring of Honor, Bob Fenimore.
Go
Blonde
Pokes.
Bomber. also
Blonde
honored this year.
Bomber from Woodward. Played, notice that, quarterback, halfback, and punter.
He did it all.
Dude did everything. Might be kind of nice to have some more other people on here for commentary. Gerald Hudson.
Go
I
Pokes.
believe we pulled him. No, maybe not. Oh, he's a tailback. No, we haven't pulled him yet. Looked like he was the running back after Barry. So how about that?
Dude, what a tough act to follow.
For real. Here's a good one. This is one we haven't had yet. Legendary receiver Hartley Dykes.
Go
Kind of
Pokes.
kicked off the elite receiving at Oklahoma State. Kind of overshadowed by Barry during those 1985 years. He played in New England. He holds he held OSU's all-time receiving record. That got shattered later on. But look at that, 3-time All with Big 8. Hartley Dykes. I guarantee he got that pass. Another Val Skinner, but we got another golf one that's kind of cool. Former athletic director Mike Holder.
Go
The
Pokes.
1987 NCAA championship team. Get a closer look at that art right there. Pretty sweet. Here we go. This is one of the coolest cards. Coach
Ooh.
Eddie Sutton himself in
Go
the Aggies
Pokes.
uniform. How about that?
That is nifty.
Look at that. That's a cool one. And lastly, we just came from a baseball game, right, Tyler?
Yes, we did.
How about some Allie P. Reynolds action?
Go Pokes.
Yeah. So he was a baseball player, but also played. Looks like I didn't know he was a football player here too.
Looks like he was a football player first and then switched to baseball.
How about that? Having a stadium named after yourself for a sport that you switched over to. All right, we got our last pack here. If John Smith is not in this one, I'm gonna be a little upset.
I'm gonna have to wait until next week.
Wait till next week. Alrighty, here we go.
Do I see what I think I see?
Another Val Skinner. Gonna have a lot of these.
The last card in that pack's a really cool person.
Dr. Gail MacArthur. I've heard of Gail MacArthur.
Go Pokes.
Old basketball player for I believe those Henry Abbott. Yeah, he's for those IBA teams. Alrighty. Ooh, that last card is a cool one.
Yeah.
Thurman Thomas again. Here's a golfer we haven't had yet. Danny Edwards, and right after that,
Another Danny Edwards.
Danny Edwards. What are the odds? What was
Go
he?
Pokes.
Golfer from the 70s. Cool. Good for him. Mike Henneman.
Go
Nice
Pokes.
baseball player right there. Is it All-American? The Terminator, once again,
Go
who
Pokes.
was not honored last year. He was honored in, I believe it was 2020. I think it was during COVID. And the last one, very cool card, Walt Garrison.
Go Pokes.
Famous cowboy at the NFL and here.
Yes, sir. Recently passed away this year, didn't he?
Recently passed away.
So
yeah.
very cool card to have, especially right now. I think that might take it for the coolest card. But that'll do it for us with the OSU card opening here so far. Let us know what you guys think about just a kind of vintage collector's item from the 90s. Just an overall interesting thing because you never know what you're gonna find going here at these thrift stores at Oklahoma State. And in Stillwater. But until next time, we're still on the chase for that Garth Brooks card and John Smith. Who knows if we get the Thurman Thomas one that's autographed. I'll have to check on some of those. None of them looked autographed, and I'd assume you could see it. But that's going to do it for us from here for this card opening. We will see you at the next one.